Hello, good morning everyone. Welcome to day 2 of the Crush Your Sugar Craving Instagram challenge. I am joined today by Snow Bear, and you can see Sheba's butt. Anyway, how did it go yesterday? So yesterday we talked about getting enough grams of protein. We were aiming for 90 to 120 depending upon your body size, and I personally hit 107. I was very proud of that. I just wanted to give you a tip that if that's a lot of protein, way more than what you've been eating, it might feel a little heavy in your stomach or sort of undigested perhaps. So in that case, you want to take some digestive enzymes with protease, and possibly if you're eating a little more dietary fat, the healthy fats I mentioned yesterday, perhaps some protease, ox bile, bear bile, tutka. Those can help digest the fats and the proteins and just make things move a little bit. The goal is to stabilize your blood sugar and your insulin levels. So tell me how you did in the comments if you'd like. And today we're going to talk about places where sugars might be hidden in your diet that you don't realize, and that can also help spike your blood sugar and cause you to crave sugars and sweets. So look for the hidden ingredients, such as, of course, cane sugar, sucrose, fructose, high fructose corn syrup, maltose, dextrose, maltodextrin. Those can be hidden sources of sugars. And so I want you to go through your pantry and your refrigerator. Sugars are often hiding in condiments, such as salad dressings. Yeah, I don't want them jostling my tripod here, but they could be hiding in salad dressings and ketchup, other condiments, just anything that contains corn syrup. And high fructose corn syrup is what they're using the most now in a lot of processed foods. So look for it in any kind of processed food that you might be eating. In like a protein powder. It could be hiding in a protein powder. And you're thinking, well, I'm taking a protein powder, but they sweeten it with something. And and I've mentioned before that candy and sweets now contain high fructose corn syrup as opposed to cane sugar, which has an even higher glycemic index, which is going to cause you to crave even more sugar when you eat those things. So, once they started using high fructose corn syrup, I think it started in a bigger scale in like the 1980s. That's when people really just started ballooning out and getting very, very heavy and large. And that's also when we started using more seed oils in processed food. So how we prepare our food really does make a big difference in how people metabolize their food and what they crave. So just be aware. You'll do better if you just eat plain whole foods. But I know that sometimes for some people that can be challenged when they're on the go. We will talk on, I think, day 5 about meal planning and meal prepping and what to do when you travel or have a super busy day. Because if you're like a lot of us, you're very busy, and sometimes you have the best intentions on how to eat, but you end up grabbing and going sometimes and inadvertently getting things. You could have extra sugars in mayonnaise. I tend to pick a brand called Chosen Foods and Primal Foods, and they tend to use avocado oil and don't have extra sugar in them. But say you go and get a tuna salad sandwich somewhere, or grab tuna salad from the store, it might have mayonnaise in it that has seed oils and has some sugar in it. So that is going to affect how your body metabolizes and processes that food. Now sometimes you're like, well, gee, I thought getting an egg salad or tuna salad or, salmon salad was like the best choice, and it might have been, but there might be a hidden ingredient of sugar lurking in there, just because sugar makes it taste better, right? So, and you're like, well, why am I still, wanting that cookie after I eat? It's probably because of what they put in to your deli salad there. So, other places that sugars might be hiding: jerky, beef jerky. I tend to get, a lot of beef jerky has a lot of extra sugar in it. And, especially if it has teriyaki flavor. Teriyaki is basically like soy sauce mixed with sugar. So anything teriyaki flavored, that is probably going to have some extra sugar in it. And jerky, they sometimes spice it up and just add a lot of flavorings in it, and they could contain extra sweeteners. And especially if it's like a very processed jerky. I'm going to put in the comments, I tend to get my meat snacks from a brand called Carnivore Crisps. And it's just basically meat, salt, and nothing else. So I have to order it. I have to special order it and have it delivered to my house, because most of the stuff you'll see at the store, I think Epic's pretty good. Though sometimes they add a little too much spice and other weird flavors for my taste. But, but just for like a plain jerky, I go with a Carnivore Crisp type thing. But a lot of jerky is going to have food dye in it. It's going to have sugar. It's going to have preservatives in it. It's going to have maltodextrin in it. And that you could be like, well, I'm eating the best protein I can. That's great. But the sugar might also be messing with your metabolism so that it fuels the sugar craving. So lunch and deli meats, honey roasted turkey, honey, it's got honey. Now honey's a little bit passable if you're going to use any kind of sweetener. A tiny bit of honey might do, because our body, it's part of our evolutionary diet. It's part of our ancestral diet. Not a huge part, because you didn't come across a beehive every day, but it was part. And so sometimes people metabolize a tiny little bit of honey. But if a lunch meat or a ham or a turkey, you're getting a turkey sandwich, a lot of times that lunch meat, that deli meat, is filled with sugar just to make it taste good. So just be aware of, where sugars might be hiding and spiking your cravings. And then, of course, there's honey roasted nuts. The honey makes it taste better. Teriyaki covered nuts. Any nuts with flavoring on it, there's often sugar mixed in with it. Again, to make it, sugar also acts as kind of a preservative. So the food will last longer on the shelf. It might be lurking in your almond milks, in your oat milks, in your nut milks, in your coconut milks. So try to get one that's unsweetened. And coconut water sometimes has extra sugar in it. So just try to find something that is not extra, does not have extra sweetener. It means you got to look at ingredients. You've got to take the time to scour ingredients. Now, there are a few brands out there that make condiments that seem to be doing a better job right now. I would say that Primal Foods makes decent salad dressing that's made with avocado oil and doesn't have any extra sugar in it. And Chosen Foods, Primal and Chosen, those two. Actually, we got a ketchup from one of those. I can't remember which. And the first time I had it, I was like, wow, this is really sour ketchup. And it was because, we're all used to ketchup being kind of sweet. And when ketchup's, so we're used to a certain flavor. Relishes, make sure you get the unsweetened kind. There's sweet pickles and there's sour pickles. Get the sour pickle relish, because the sweet pickles have sugar in them, which, you know, a little pickle here and there is not going to, you know, throw you way off. But if you're craving sugar, then you got to make a point of, you know, eating the protein so you don't crave it, and not adding extra sugar unaware, that you're not aware. Like if you want to go eat a brownie, go eat a brownie, but don't eat, you know, having all this sugar in our extra hidden condiments can really throw you off and really just spike your cravings. And I think I hit everything. Sausage is often sweetened with sugar. You know, these breakfast meats are often sweetened with sugar. So you just got to be aware and make decent choices. And anybody, and keep hitting your protein macros. You'll notice that you just won't have as many intense cravings. So the point is to add more protein, eliminate any hidden sources of sugar that you might have not have been aware of, and see how you feel different. See that maybe you feel a little stronger, a little more centered, a little less, you know, a little more consistent energy through your day. Maybe you don't get the afternoon energy crash that you used to, because, you know, typically our adrenal, cortical, or cortisone hormones kind of dip in the afternoon. That's kind of natural. But if you have some sort of adrenal, hypothalamic, pituitary dysfunction, then you're really just going to have a crash after lunch, or a crash usually like 3 to 5 in the afternoon. Some people just they brown out and they have to lay down and take a nap. I've experienced that myself at times. And often that's, you know, having enough protein and strength training and drinking enough fluids and getting enough electrolytes. Oftentimes that'll help mitigate that late afternoon energy brownout that you might have. So, you know, if you've been doing the challenge and this is all new to you and you just started doing it yesterday, you might not notice something. You might be like, well, I'm a little extra full because I had 100 grams of protein yesterday. And take some enzymes, keep going with that. I promise you, you're not going to gain weight if you're digesting your food. And just kind of keep going. You got to get your body used to digesting that amount of protein. Anyway, that's pretty much what I have for today. And tomorrow we'll be discussing what was on my agenda for tomorrow. I have a whole list. Anyway, we'll be going into the next steps for crushing your sugar craving. So today your assignment is to go through your refrigerator and your pantry and eliminate or set aside, give to someone else, all the foods that might have had some hidden sugars in them. And keep hitting your protein macros, and I will see you tomorrow.